Hi guys, hope you're having a good night. Today I just wanted to talk to you about a question that comes up, which is do you break your no contact rule in case of special circumstances? So, like right now, um, specifically, there's like the COVID scare and the quarantine, and but it could be other things too. It could be a death in the family, unfortunately, or some sort of special circumstance, maybe a serious illness, something that would make you think um, maybe we can break the no contact. So, and it could be happy things too. It could be like super special occasions, graduations, weddings, things like that, happy things too. So, I'm always going to say you can do whatever you want. My recommendation is that if you decided to go no contact, you did it for a reason. And yes, certain circumstances might seem very pressing, very important, like a reason to break that rule. Um, but I would challenge you to think of it a little bit differently. Um, in times that things are calm and easy um, and not super stressful, did your narcissist make things better or worse? So obviously, if you are separating yourself from them, if you have classified them as toxic, I'm going to say you're going to say no, they made things awful, or they ruined every single birthday party, or they just went out of their way to make everybody late for this super special occasion, and it was incredibly stressful. So if you kind of think on your past experiences, whenever you have uh, high stakes or something important, good, or bad, you have a negative memory, you have negative experiences with the narcissist in your life, making things harder, making things hard when they don't have to be hard at all, ruining what should be a beautiful day. And so, if they've already shown you that side of themselves and you've experienced that over and over and over again to the point where you're now no contact, what's really changed? Let's say that there was a serious medical thing. Um, I don't think you're going to really want a narcissist around if it's a high pressure situation, because they're going to take an already tense situation and make it worse. If it's a special occasion that you're like, oh, should I invite my mom, my narcissistic mom, to my daughter's wedding? I mean, it's her wedding or his wedding if it's your son. So ask them. They can have whatever they want, and they're going to be building up their own experiences, and then they can decide for themselves. But if it's your personal occasion that you have say over, then I don't think you're under any obligation to give them a special pass, because you already have a history with them and you already know that they tend to destroy everything. So if it's something good that you're looking forward to, they don't have a right to ruin the day just because it's your mom, or ruin the day just because it's your dad or your brother. Like, they don't have automatic rights to ruin and destroy just because it's your mom, just because it's your dad or your brother or your sister or your whatever, whatever obligation you feel to let them destroy something. They don't have the right to smash it. They just don't. And I mean, you can invite them, and I guarantee it's going to be, they're just going to do what they've always done. And because it's worked and it's upset you in the past, and so they're just wanting to upset you. And so that would be my recommendation, even if it's supposed to be something nice that typically normal people would invite their family members to. You're under no obligation. And and I also wouldn't try to control, like I have it my daughter's 20. If she decided she wanted to get married and she insisted on bringing my mom to the wedding, inviting my mom, I would strongly advise against it, and then she'd be old enough for me to give her specifics on why I think it's a bad idea. But ultimately, it's her decision to make. So I'm not going to be wishing for her day to be ruined, but I'm also, and I'm not going to be like, I told you so, because they're still hoping. My daughter would still be hoping. Um, I mean, I'm just making up hypotheticals. I think my daughter and I have spoken very clearly about my mother, and I would be very surprised if my daughter was pushing for that. But if she were to push for that, that would be her decision, and then it would be her experience that she needs to learn from herself for herself, because you can't force that kind of decision um, onto people. So you can make it for yourself, but you can't put it on other people to let them see themselves. You have to allow them to be shown um, and learn from their decisions. On the flip side, should you make a special occasion, make it a special exemption to break no contact if someone is, for example, sick? It's going to be a personal decision for you, because you never know. Somebody might genuinely be sick. But in my experience, I can say, me personally, I know that my mom did fake cancer, and I didn't know she was faking, but my outlook on it was that if she was faking, it's a terrible thing to fake, and I'm not going to play that. That's not going to be a reason why we open the gates to her. And so I said no. But I did that knowing full well that if my mom was genuinely sick, I would be okay with just not being a part of it. And that might sound very, very harsh and very cold, but I'm very confident that I'm not a harsh or a cold person. But it's just that I would feel like I'm sad for you. Like, I'll be praying for you. I hope that you can be relieved of some pain, and you can get help from the doctors. But that's not my fight. I'm not going to be the person that you go to help you through this, because it's just not my place. Like, we don't have that relationship anymore. It would be the same thing as with my neighbors, where if I heard some bad news about my neighbors, I'd say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But there's boundaries there, and my response to them having cancer is not going to be the same as their sisters or their mothers or their brothers. And so to take that position is you have to just do whatever you feel comfortable with. And I feel very comfortable that if my mother was a normal person, with normal goals, and we had a normal relationship, and it wasn't a toxic, abusive relationship, that I would bend over backwards doing anything I could to help. But that's not what this is. This would be like an abuser is abusing you, and then they get hurt, and then they want you to help them get bandaged back up so that they can abuse you some more. So I just don't see the obligation, and I don't feel it. My sister, on the other hand, she did feel it. So my sister was in the same boat as me. In fact, she was no contact longer than I was, because I was still trying to get my sister to talk to my mom before I knew what was really happening. And so I was trying to get my sister to break her no contact rule that she had set for herself, or her limited contact. And I was trying to get her to break it because I didn't understand. But then once I understood, I was all in. And then when my mom faked the cancer, my sister took the other approach, and she was very upset. And she said, you know what? I feel like it's not true, but what if it's true? And I'm just not the type of person who could just be like, oh, well, my mom's sick, let me just go off and do something else. And so she and I kind of had a moment where um, she was kind of upset with me. She was just like, well, I'm not that type of person, and insinuating that I was. I just can't be that kind of person. And I'm not going to judge you for talking to her. I'm going to tell you that I think that you should be very careful and very, very aware and protect your children. But I'm not going to be mad at you for making that decision. That's your decision to make. And thankfully, my sister she was irked with me, but then she also gave me that same freedom where she did not agree with my decision whatsoever, but she understood why I made it. So we kind of took different paths. And then, time went on, and my sister realized, that there were no doctor's appointments and no specifics on stages, and there was nothing. And once my sister started talking to her, and once my sister was making regular contact with her and letting her speak to the children, and even letting her come to her home and spend time with the children, then, my sister just kind of, after a while, realized, okay, she got played. And she said to me, she was like, okay, yeah, okay, so mom was faking. I can't believe she faked it, but now that contact was established again, and she had a really hard time justifying going no contact again. It was really hard for her to just, so she was upset about it, but she was kind of accepting, like mom, sure, mom faked cancer. I guess I'm a dummy that believed it. That's what my sister said. I was the dummy. I fell for it. But then there was no consequence. There was no like confronting my mom about such a huge and horrible lie, because my sister just didn't want any more conflict. So that's her decision to make. And so when she reintroduced my mom into her life and into her children's lives, she started seeing the same old patterns, and they started having the same conflict, and she started separating herself slowly, 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 slowly. And now she's to the point where she's very, very limited, and after a few really bad fights and a few things that my mom did to speak ill of my sister to her husband, and speak ill of my sister to her children, and to her children about their father, then my sister just said, mom hasn't changed. But yeah, so ultimately it's up to you. Whatever you feel good about, whatever you can sleep well, knowing that you made the best decision for yourself, you have to be okay either way. So you're going to have to really prep yourself. Like if you decide, my mom says she's sick, which is very common. If your mom or your dad or your narcissist faked an illness or faked a cancer or whatever it is that they fake to try to bring you back in, could you do me a favor and just list it in the comments below, because I think it's helpful for other people to see. I was actually really surprised every time if I said something like, it sounds horrible, my mom faked cancer, but she's not the only one. There's lots of people who do that, lots of narcissists who do that. So don't feel stupid if you fell for it. Just know going into it that it's a possibility, and you just have to feel good about your decisions and your experience with them. Whether you go with your hunch, it's going to reinforce your gut, that your gut is making good decisions, nice, calm, not vindictive, not mean ones, but nice, calm decisions. But also if you make mistakes, those experiences are going to go in, and you're going to remember that too. And so the next time you have to make a decision, those experiences are going to help you make a good one. And, yeah, what else can you do? You have to feel good at the end of the night. So my sister and I took very different approaches, and I went straight to the no. My sister was more, oh, what if? But a couple years later, and we're still at the same spot, almost identical. She's almost caught back up to me as far as the no contact. I'm completely no contact, and she's very, very, very limited at arm's length. No more home visits, no more phone calls. But she'll receive a phone call, but she won't make a phone call. Things like that. Um, so you just have to feel good and forgive yourself, and don't feel stupid if you like fall for it. You're not falling for it. You're just a kind and compassionate person, and if you weren't, they wouldn't be interested in abusing you. So, okay, I hope that helps. Don't forget to write your comment about if you've experienced what I'm talking about, and if you can be specific, what it is that they faked. I really do think it would help other people to see, the kind of stories that the narcissist tells uh, the abused in order to guilt them and to shame them back into line. So I hope this helps, and I hope you have a great day. Good night.